Hello and welcome to Primo Trades. My name is Stephen Primo. I'm the president and founder of Specialist Trading. And in these brief educational presentations, I share with you different techniques and tips and show you how simple it is to become a consistent trader by using them on our PTS Primo charting platform. Now, today we're going to talk about something that happened this past week. The market had been going strongly lower, but looked as if it was ready for a reversal. It had closed with a very strong rally, and it looked as if it was going to go up the next day. But then some news came out, and it fell out of bed. So here's what we're going to be discussing today in today's theme, and that is fundamental news is not, I repeat, is not a requirement for consistency in trading. Now, I know we've all been taught that. I certainly was some 45 years ago when I first started trading, that all of your trading decisions should be based on fundamental news or information. But believe it or not, my mentors told me that it's really not required. It is required if you're a long-term investor. But if you're trading anywhere from 5-minute trades to basically 3 to 5 months, it's not requirement at all. In fact, I'm living proof that it isn't, because I stopped looking at fundamental news a full 4 decades ago. And I'm still here trading, and I haven't made any decisions based on fundamental news. So what I'm going to do today is share with you a method that is perfect for short-term trading in these volatile markets that isn't required to look at fundamental news at all. And that method is strategy number 10. Let me give you some of the highlights of this particular method. Now, strategy number 10 is our only short-term strategy. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to get in and out quickly. I know that may scare a lot of traders. What it means is that all of the requirements are based on short-term requirements. If you've seen my presentation before in the past, you know that we use our buy-sell line to determine the overall trend. Well, because we're only looking at short-term requirements, we're not going to apply the buy-sell line at all. Now, it's a combination indicator-based pattern recognition method. Usually, our methods fall into one category or the other, but this is unique in that it combines both of these different categories. Now, most trades are designed to last anywhere from 1 to 5 days. Not to worry, if you like to stay in longer, we teach you in the course how to do that. But because that's the basic foundation of this strategy, it makes it ideal for option traders, okay? Because you're in and out quickly. Now, in the course, we teach you how to trade it both aggressively and conservatively. Now, I know a lot of traders are longer-term investors. That's okay. You can apply short-term strategy number 10 as a method to offset your long-term investments, almost as if it's a hedge to your long-term portfolio. Now, lastly, all of our methods, including strategy number 10, are extremely consistent. This means that there is an awareness you will have losses from time to time, but a consistent method is one that's able to recoup those losses sooner than later. And strategy number 10 is extremely consistent. So what I'd like to do now is toggle over onto our platform, the PTS Primo charting platform, and show you how simple it is to actually trade strategy number 10 just by applying our platform. So let me toggle over to this right here. Here's a chart of Apple, okay? Now, Apple had a very nice rally here on this day, and then the news came out. It gapped down much lower and really fell out of bed. Had you been long Apple, hoping that the market was bottoming, obviously you would have lost a lot of money. Let me share with you how you can not have to rely on fundamental news or worry about it when you rely on market behavior. Because if you come to our platform, click on strategy number 10, click on signal arrows, a full 2 days in advance of the news, it would have warned you to either exit the trade entirely or to short. And you had a high probability trade of Apple going to the downside. As we look at another stock, AMD, okay, Advanced Micro Devices, same thing. It had been coming down sharply, looked as if it was going to bounce right here. The news came out, it opened much lower and continued lower throughout the day. But if we applied strategy number 10, we knew, once again, a full 2 days in advance to exit or to go short, and you had a nice trade there, well before you even knew what the fundamental news was. I believe it was jobless numbers, but don't ask me because I don't look at news. As we look at Tesla, once again, Tesla had been going much lower. It looked as if it was ready to and poised to go much higher. The news came out in the morning, and it continued down much lower throughout the day. But if you had traded with strategy number 10, you had 2 signals, 2 chances to exit or to short Tesla before that news came out. Now, it's not like the government called us up and said, tell your students, Steve, to short the market and generate some sell signals because we're going to have a bad number come out here, fundamentally. No, the requirements of strategy number 10 identified these on their own. Now, you can apply this to other markets. Here's a chart of the Australian dollar. Obviously, it's been going lower and lower throughout the past month. If we applied strategy number 10, we see that it's been generating sell signals all the way down. Now, if we look at the diamonds for you ETF traders, that's the ETF that represents the Dow Jones Industrial Average. As you can see, the market, the Dow Jones, has been heading much, much lower. It looked as if it was ready to poise to get going much higher, and then it fell out of bed. But simply by applying strategy number 10, we see that we had two signals, one way back here, and then another one the day before the fundamental news came out to go short. Now, we can apply this to the S&P 500 index. That's the GSPC. Now, you're going to get different signals for different markets, different time frames. As we click on strategy number 10, we see that we didn't get any advance warning in the S&P 500 index. We had one way back here in advance. And here's the interesting thing. This was generated well in advance of the fundamental news that just happened this past week. But if we go back to the 21st, we see that this large down day and then the ensuing days that followed after that to the downside, this was the day that the Fed announced the rate hike. All right, obviously terrible news for fundamental traders. The market went straight down. Isn't it funny how the S&P 500 index generated a sell signal a full week in advance of that news? Once again, it's not like the Fed called us up and told us to tell our students to sell everything. This already identified it in advance for you. Now, since there wasn't a signal generated here the day before in the S&P 500, we can also go to the ETF for the S&P 500, which is the spiders, and see if a signal was generated there because it mirrors the S&P 500. And guess what? It actually did. So a full day in advance of that negative news, you could have gotten short the spiders. Now, lastly, we look at the IXIC, which is a NASDAQ composite. It's been going much, much lower. It looked as if it had bottomed out. We have a bullish engulfing pattern here. It looks like it closed towards the high. It's going to take off, right? But the news got in the way and ruined everything. Well, not really. If you're trading strategy number 10, you would have seen a full 2 days in advance. Once again, it was telling you to exit or to sell. So this is the beauty of when you make your decisions off of market behavior, because market behavior is really everything. In my 45 years of trading, it's been my experience that when you learn how to listen to the market and trust what the market is telling you, rather than some guy in a chat room or someone in the Fed or in the government or in some announcement, you're usually identifying what the market wants to do days in advance. So this is what we try to teach our students around the world, and hopefully you'll see the power of it in strategy number 10. Now, as we go back to the presentation, remember everything you just saw was displayed coming from our platform, the PTS Primo charting platform, that actually identifies these short-term signals for you, okay? Now, as we close and take a look at our links right here, if you'd like more information concerning strategy number 10 or our platform, the PTS Primo charting platform that has all of our techniques, method, and strategies on them, contact Pro Trader Strategies. They're my sister site. They developed a platform with me. They're in charge of all the discounts and the pricing. I would suggest giving them a call at area code 310-598-6677. They can answer any question you may have, and they're very flexible. They'd be willing to tell you what pricing is and any discounts that are available. As we take one last look at our disclaimer, I just want to thank you so much for attending. I really wish you the best of luck, but look forward to all of you becoming students of mine at Specialist Trading. Thank you so much, and I wish you the best of luck. Bye-bye.